This video is a tutorial of how to use our Chromebook monitoring tool Classwize. The secondary div team has put together a reference sheet that, along with this video, will help you navigate and effectively use this tool in your classroom. Let's take a look at that Google Doc reference sheet. Again, you can access this document by going to bit.ly/mcsclasswize. You can add a shortcut to this document in your Google Drive by clicking the small Google Drive icon located to the right of the file name. This will prompt you to identify the location of the shortcut in your Google Drive file structure. You can also bookmark this Google Doc by clicking the star in the far right of your URL bar. The next thing I want to point out is the Classwize login link located in blue text near the top of the reference document. This link will take you directly to the Moore County Schools Classwize login page. Be sure to bookmark this website for future reference by clicking the star in the far right of your URL bar. You will use your Moore County Schools Google account to sign in, so there's no need to create an account. Click Sign In with Google and select your Moore County Schools Google account. After signing into Classwize with your Google account, you will be taken to your Classwize dashboard. On your dashboard, you will see a tile for each course assigned to you in our SIS. As mentioned before, each teacher or co-teacher assignment in our student information system will produce a course card on your dashboard. You will notice that each class card has the class name along with an identification number. Classwize syncs with our SIS and students are automatically rostered in your classes. So if a student joins your class today, they will be listed in your Classwize course roster tomorrow. All synced classes have the word class link on the right side of the class card. Next, I want to point out that each class card has three icons. The push pin icon will pin your class to the top of your dashboard. A pinned class can be unpinned by clicking on this icon. The paper pencil icon allows you to rename your class. Class names must be unique to Moore County Schools, so it is suggested that teachers use a naming convention that easily identifies the teacher, school semester and/or year, and the class. The gear is the class settings icon. From here, you will see options across the top listed as students, teachers, invitation code, and scheduling. Class enrollment is synced through our student information system, so any changes made here will revert back with a nightly sync. With Classwize, it is possible to schedule automatic start and stop of classroom monitoring. However, we strongly advise you not to create a schedule due to conflicts with potential schedule changes throughout the school year. For example, if there's ever an early release day, delay to the start of the school day, or inclement weather, your schedule would need to be deleted to ensure proper monitoring on those days. Additionally, classroom ending time is required when monitoring begins, rendering the need for a schedule obsolete. Also on your dashboard up at the top right are these two buttons here, Add Class and Combine Classes. If you wanted to manually create a class, you would click Add Class. Again, you'd have to give it a unique name for Moore County Schools here, and then click Save. When I click Save, that class is going to show up right here. Here's my class, and you have those options again. You can pin it up top. You have those same buttons if you ever needed to rename it. But for a manually created class, when you add student, you would need to enter the student email address to make sure you're using the correct student, and those can be found in PowerSchool. Again, you could add teachers. You would enter the teacher email address here if you wanted to invite students, and again, scheduling, we're not going to mess with scheduling. Combining classes. Combining classes would be a way you would combine all the students that are sitting in front of you in a class period. You may have multiple class sections created by our student information system that contain the same students. For ease of use, you may want to combine those sections into one class on your Classwize dashboard. Keeping in mind that you should only be monitoring activity for students in front of you, combining classes is a great way to clean up your Classwize dashboard. To combine classes, you would check the box next to the desired classes and click Next. Be sure to give your combined classes a unique name and click Combined Classes. Your newly created combined class will appear at the top of your dashboard as a pinned class. If you needed to split those classes back out, simply click the gear icon for that class and select Split Classes. This will revert your Classwize dashboard to the original view. Let's take a look at what device monitoring looks like in Classwize. From your dashboard, select the class you wish to monitor. When you click to open a class, you will notice a card or tile for each of the students in your class. You will not immediately see any student activity because the class has not been started. It was previously mentioned that teachers should not use the class schedule feature, and this is the reason for that. In order to view student activity, you will need to click the Start Class button in the top left of your Classwize dashboard. From here, you'll be prompted to select an ending time for your monitoring session. The session end time serves as a safety net to ensure you aren't controlling devices outside of instructional time and alleviates the need for creating a class schedule as previously mentioned. For this example, I'm going to choose an end time of 11:30 and click Start. At this point, you will begin to see student activity on your dashboard. The default view is Screen View, which shows a thumbnail of the current tab students are viewing. List View provides the name of each tab students currently have open. From this view, you will notice a small X to the right of each tab listed. Clicking that X beside a tab name will close that tab on the student device. From Screen View, clicking a student's thumbnail will open a nearly real-time view of what students are viewing on their Chromebook. You will notice that by default, the Follow Active Tab button is toggled on. With the Follow Active Tab button toggled on, you have the ability to see students click between tabs on their Chromebooks. The yellow Active Tab icon will appear on the tab they are currently viewing. From Screen View, you can click the X on the tabs to close them. You can also manually click between the other tabs a student has opened. Notice that when you click a tab that is not the Active Tab, the Follow Active Tab button toggles off. This does not change what the student is viewing on their screen, but allows the teacher a view of what the student also has open on their device. When you hover your cursor over a student tab, you will notice a small pop-up, Open in New Tab. Clicking this will open the site on your computer, allowing you to further investigate the site. From this view, Classwize also allows you to manually push out sites to students. Clicking Open Site here will open a site for this particular student. To push out a site to the entire class, you would use the same option under Class Tools. The chat feature in Classwize is turned off for our students, so you can disregard this icon. I also want to point out that you can create rules for websites from this view as well. We'll go over rules more in depth later in the video, but it's worth noting that most of the features Classwize has to offer can be found in multiple places in their platform. On your dashboard, you'll notice that each student tile has 4 icons across the top. These icons control student-specific actions that the teacher can use in Classwize. From left to right, they are Chat, Announcement, Open Site, and Pause Internet. These options can also be found under the Class Tools menu on your dashboard. When the options are selected under the Class Tools menu, the actions are applied to everyone in the class. As mentioned before, the chat feature is disabled in Classwize, so you can disregard that icon. The megaphone icon on the student card allows you to send a one-way message to that student. When the megaphone icon under Class Tools is used, the message is sent to the entire class. Announcements are one-way communication, teacher to student. Students get a pop-up across the top of their active tab notifying them that a message has been sent to them. As you can see, the message is timestamped and will remain on the active tab until the student clicks the X to close it. The Open Tab or Open Site feature allows teachers to push out sites to student devices. This feature can also be found under Class Tools. The Pause Internet feature allows teachers to block all access to the internet for students. From the student card, you can pause the internet for that student, a set of students, or apply the pause to all students in the class. When the internet is paused, all student tabs are minimized from view. When teachers end a pause, all of the minimized tabs will repopulate on the student device. Teachers can manually save screenshots of student activity by clicking the blue Screenshot button. Screenshot history can also be found under the Reports section of the dashboard. Student cards may contain multiple small icons below their thumbnail indicating the additional tabs they have open. Clicking the gray Chrome icon will display a list of these current tabs. From this view, teachers can close tabs or create a rule for these sites if needed. When I close this tab for this student, you will see that not only did the tab close, but the student is notified, similar to a message or announcement, that a tab has been closed by their teacher. As mentioned, the actions on the student card icons are also available under the Class Tools menu. Open Site, Announcement, and Pause Internet are features that can be applied to individual students or the entire class. Now let's take a look at the Rules feature of Classwize. You will notice that the option to create rule can be found in multiple locations. Rules allow teachers to block or allow access to specific websites for their students. From a student screen view, you can create a rule for a website students are currently visiting. In this example, I'm going to create a rule for ESPN.com. The rule can be applied to the specific student or the whole class. After determining if the website should be blocked or allowed, clicking the blue Add Rule button will place this in your classroom list of rules. Please know that rules will save from day to day, but not from class to class. Currently, each class will need their own set of rules. From your dashboard, you can see the rules you have in place by clicking the Rule button in the top right corner. You can see the rule for ESPN.com that is being applied to all users in my class. From here, you can toggle a rule from allowed to blocked. When I toggle the ESPN.com rule from allowed to blocked, any tabs displaying ESPN.com will be closed and students will be notified. Students will not be able to access a site with a blocked rule in place. In this example, if a student tries to go to ESPN.com, they will see the Classwize blocked page. Rules can also be created from the Rules menu on your dashboard. Click plus New Rule, type in the website URL you wish to create a rule for, and select from the list. For this example, I typed Amazon.com, but need to select website Amazon.com. Select Blocked or Allowed, and choose the appropriate user or whole class to which the rule applies. Then click Add Rule. You will notice the new rule on your class list of rules. Now let's take a look at the Focus feature under Class Tools. The Focus feature allows you to limit students to a specific set of websites during your class. Please know that currently Focus lists will not save from class to class or day to day. However, if your class monitoring session ends while a focus is applied, the focus will remain in place the next time you begin the class. For this example, I only want students to access canva.com, tinkercad.com, and weather.gov. As I type the URL, notice that I select the suggested website listed. I also have each of these websites opening in a new tab for the students. After all the focus sites are listed, clicking Start Focus will open those websites on student devices. If a focus is started while students have a Chrome browser open, their existing open tabs will be hidden and replaced by the focus tabs. You can see in this example that Canva, Tinkercad, and weather.gov populate for the student in new tabs. Classwize blocks all non-focus resources. In this example, the student tries to go to ESPN.com in a new tab and gets the Classwize block page. To end a focus session, click the Classes Focused button found on your dashboard and click End Focus. Ending a focus session will repopulate any tabs students had open prior to the focus. The focused websites will also remain open for the student. Your class monitoring will end at the time you indicated. For this example, you can see that class will end at 11:30. If you wish to end class monitoring earlier, simply click the Class Until button on your dashboard and select End Now. You will then be taken back to your Classwize dashboard. Under the Reports menu in your classes, you will see the options for Screenshot History and Student Journey. Classwize stores 2 weeks of screenshot history for all student users. The Screenshot History report allows teachers to download these screenshots taken periodically by Classwize. Screenshot History reports are exported as a zip file to your teacher device. The Student Journey report is a more comprehensive record of student internet activity. These reports can be pulled for individual students in customizable date ranges and would be beneficial for IEP meetings or parent-teacher conferences. Student Journey reports are sent to your email as a PDF.